Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night. Where tonight, once again, we're coming to you for Sunday Night Lights here on Top Split TV. Round 9 at Zolder this week for season 31. Interesting lineup tonight. Only 12 drivers because of the way the cookies have crumbled in terms of those who've lined up. But, of course, that means the numbers are big in terms of the strength of field. So we're sitting at 5,800. Which is pretty massive here in the open series for the Formula Fords at this stage, but should make for an interesting night out. But I'm your host, Alex McKellar, and joining me as always is the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser. Corey, look, interesting one. Small on numbers, high on quality, should make for a good night out.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. We've definitely cranked up the quality in this one. With a few big names, a couple of returns as well, and a couple of clowns in the field, which should make things a little bit interesting as well. But these are generally the top of the guys that we usually see week in, week out. And at the end of the day, everyone goes home with points.
Yeah, that's it. We score up to 12 in the top split. And in fact, all through the splits, here's we see a few folks out there warming their tyres. But let's run through the drivers out there tonight. Starting with car number 1, the Flying Dutchman for Team Torpedo, Mr. Tim Hendrickson, getting his tyres warmed up in that long straight. It's about as long as they get. That was pretty equivalent to the other two decent sized straights on there. Anyway, between turns 4 and 5 is Mr. Tim Hendrickson. Sam Devantier, the Cowboy, is car number 2, leading the way for the ANZ drivers out there. Another one out there getting the tyres warm. Now you're Nagai-san for Team NRS, king of the tyre warmers. He used to be the king of the quality, although he's been having some big threats to that title, most of which have come from his teammates. Speaking of, Hikaru Sasaki, who was so desperately unlucky to pick up a slowdown through the final corner last week and cost him about 1,000 positions in the race and a lot of points too, more than 1,000 points. But Sasaki's back for another crack, and he is the pace setter here this week, so keep an eye out for him. Takumi Yamato-san from Japan as well. 3 out of the top 5 are Japanese drivers here tonight. Yamato are pretty handy in most places for Team NRS. Yuan-Tzi Lin joins us once again for Swift Cooper, and that's a fair old icon now, or avatar he's got going there. Great to see Yuan-Tzi back. He's been back here and there, now and then, now and again, and doing a pretty good job out there, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And coming up is car number 7, making a return, Dario Frattini from Italy in Team Oval Martine. It's great to see him out there. Ryan Chenoweth from AusNZ is going to be car number 8. Then we've got Hiroki Shoda from Japan as car number 9. Great to see Hiroki out there, hoping for a good result. Didn't do too much in the warm-up race though. Vasco Swarovski, car number 10 here tonight, representing AusNZ and Team Clowns Racing. And he had a little bit of bad luck in the warm-up race, had a bit of a lock-up and lost a boatload of positions. And his Team Clown compatriot, Mark Lay, in the 11 car representing Asia. And then we have Darren Toon just sneaking into the field, Alex, as car number 12 representing AusNZ with a 4.4k I rating.
Yeah, that's it, mate. So, like we said, light on numbers this week, but high on quality. The top end of town really knows their business around this place, and in these cars, as good as any, you might say, in the opening season of the Formula Fords, as Hendrickson crosses the line for his first flying lap, if I'm not mistaken. A 37.8 opens serve with a fair old clip around here at Zolder. 37.8 is a fantastic time to get around with. Now Nagai pips him with a 37.7. I'm looking now for Sasaki. He's coming through the final chicane now. Gets a good bit of the curb through 10. Exits through 11, although they don't really give it a number here. Crosses the line. He's got a 37.7 to beat. Does a 37.7, just pips it by, what's that, 3/100ths, Corey. That's pretty tight at the top.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. And Sasaki, as you said, is the pace setter for the racing action tonight. He took the two-peat in the warm-up race, or in fact, the three-peat. He got the pole, he led every single lap, and he came home with the win. And, he's going to be very hard to stop, especially if he keeps up that kind of consistency like we are very used to seeing him do, Alex.
Yeah, look, he's really up there for the championship and really out there for the championship. Look at that aggression through the Klein chicane there at turn 5. Fantastic effort there. This guy's really putting everything out there, and I reckon he could well be the one to beat this season. Let's hop on board now. Sasaki comes out of the turn 7 complex. It is a complex. They call it turn 7. There's about 1,000 corners there. Into the braking zone at turn 8. The corner that shall go without a name this week. And as he exits, Hendrickson crosses the line with a 37.4. That's going to be very tough to beat. What has Sasaki got for us? Beautiful use of the track there. A little bit loose, carrying so much speed. The rear really wanted to let go. Got early traction. Keeps to the left to shorten the distance. What's he got for us there? He's got a 37.4. He's done it by 4/100ths, Corey. Unbelievable stuff.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. That is just about nothing, as I think everyone who has been on a lap is finished. It looks like Darren Toon might have had some issues on his first lap and has DNF from qualifying.
Not sure, mate. He's still running around.
He's out there on track.
Yeah, he's just coming down through the final chicane. Do you reckon he'll set a time? It says here he's got a little bit to go. He might get one in. You never know.
Well, let's see what he does as he comes across the line for his first timed lap.
What does that do for him?
And he's not loading up the timing board, so I think this was a warm-up lap for him, because I seen him off in the chicane earlier on, so I think that was on his push lap, and yeah, unfortunately, that's going to be the end of his qualifying effort.
Yeah, I don't know. That's car number 12 starting 12th. The only way is up, as they say. We've got about a minute to go, and it looks like the guy's still out there, is he? No, everyone's. Wait, you want to see? He might be out there. There you go. He's coming out to get a run on cold tyres. Keep us interested, which is good. But not often we see a 12-car field. 11 is about as low as you will see. So 12 is pretty unique, Corey. And unfortunately, as good as this track can race, whether it's a hangover from last week and the week before you had Knock Hill, Magnacore, and now Zolder, probably a little bit unfair to Zolder to see the participation it's had this week, don't you reckon?
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Alex. It might also be due to the Nürburgring 24-hour virtual race, which is going on right now.
Yeah, well, there's that too.
And yeah, that would definitely be taking a lot of people out of action, whether they have completed it already or not. You know, it's a very, very tiring, both physically and mentally, kind of a race.
Yeah, that's it, mate. And these things don't hold back. They're fairly tricky to get around the joint. Anyway, let's go check out our grid for what is round 9 of season 31 of Sunday Night Lights. Kota Sasaki, no surprise to those in the know to see the young man on pole with a 37.4. I think he went 2/10 better in the previous race, but that's still an unbelievable time, just ahead of the Flying Dutchman and Tim Hendrickson for Team Torpedo, some 4/100ths behind. Nain, a guy for Team NRS, dethroned again as the king of quali. He starts out a third with Sam Devanti for Speedy Snails, some 3/10 off pole, starting out a fourth. Leading ANZ driver, of course, Hiroyuki Shoda from Team NRS in Japan, starts out a fifth. Joining him on the third row is his teammate Takumi Yamato-san, starting out a sixth. Vasco Sorosky, the head clown, Team Clowns, starts out a seventh, with Goose Juice Racing's wildlife warrior, Mr. Ryan Chenoweth, starting out of eighth. The other clown in the field, Mark Lay, starts out a ninth, with Dario Frattini for FBM Ovaltine. A little bit short of a run, starting out a 10th tonight. Yuan C. Lin for Swift Cooper Racing out of 11th. And final spot on the grid without a time is Mr. Darren Tune, and no doubt he'll be keen to move forward from there, Corey.
Oh, absolutely. Darren Tune is one of those guys who we don't see up the front too often in qualifying, but if he gets a sniff of a pass, he will go for it, but he'll do it with the amount of respect that he deems the other driver deserves. So we'll see how that goes as he's going up through the field, as I think we've just gotten everyone on the grid now, Alex.
Yeah, we have. The lights are about to come on. We'll get our 14 laps, I think it is, underway as the lights go out and the smoke rises from the wheels of these 12 Formula 4 drivers on the run down into turn 1. Pretty condensed field, bit of swapping of places, no swapping of paint as yet. Everyone seems to have gotten through okay. No, plenty of room out here given the small numbers of cars, and plenty of opportunity with 14 laps here. There's a couple of good passing opportunities. Hopefully some of the folks around.
Oh, Vasco's gone around, Alex.
Oh, Sorowski's gone. What happened there? Let's just go and have a quick look. Is the rear just going to let... Oh, he's come underneath, looking for a move on Yamato. A little bit of contact, and he's come off second best, unfortunately. That's a shame for Sorowski. Meanwhile, jumping back up front, we're on board with our leaders now. Sasaki and Hendrickson renewing their battle from the previous race, with Nagai, I have to say, was sort of struggling to hang on towards the middle stage of the race in particular, as was Devantia. A little bit spread out already, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And I just saw another mistake from the other clown in the field, Mark Lay, coming up to the turn 7 chicane. Looked like he just locked up a little bit, went into the gravel, and now he's right at the back of the pack with his teammate Vasco Sorowski.
Very easy to do on cold tyres, relatively full fuel. The car handles very differently to the quali setup with light fuel, and the way these guys warm up the tyres, there's a fair bit more grip as well. So very easy to do there, particularly in a pack if you're unsighted. Brake a little bit too heavy. Unfortunate one for the other clown in the field there, Mr. Mark Lay. Meanwhile, up front, it's a solid trio. Sasaki, Hendrickson and Nagai. Devantia. Nagai's bridged the gap. Devantia looking to go with them. Cuts the track distance a bit down, but a little bit more steering input there. Maybe introducing a little bit more scrub through turn 2 and 3. But looking to hang on to the draft. He's about 7/10 behind, so there is some draft there, although the gap increasing as they run down that straight into turn 5. That chicane, so aggressive you can be there. And look at that string of cars in that second pack. There's about 6 cars there led by Hiroyuki Shorter and Yamato, the teammates. No love lost there. Shorter put a really heavy move on Yamato. It cost him a lot of time last race, and then proceeded to spin out a bit later, Corey. So plenty of action to happen around those two, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. And, you know, it just goes to show there's no love lost between them, especially on track. You know, they're teammates on track, but off track as well. But when it comes to on track, they will fight tooth and nail to get whatever they can. I think in this situation, with them being so far off the leading pack, we might see them work together here a little bit if they can, and try and bridge this gap to at least Devantia. And unfortunately, Devantia just doesn't really look to have the pace of the front group at the moment. He's about 0.8 of a second back off Nagai now. So as you said, that gap just growing ever so slightly, little bit by little bit. And this is actually something that we saw in a warm-up race as well. Devantia just not really having the pace to stick with the top 3.
Yeah, just a little bit there. He was about 0.2 off Nagai, who set the fastest lap with a 2-car draft. That's enough. All he's got to worry about there to secure a good finish is building the gap between himself and Short, who's on the front of this pretty racy pack behind. Yamato looking like he might have dropped a little bit behind Shorter. Chinoweth all over the back. He's had some pretty good pace, pretty racy here. The other one, once he gets his laps under his belt, will be Frattini. He'll be a good one to watch. Lynn tucked in behind him, always ready to have a go, and a quality driver as well. Darren Tune He's just sitting on the back of these guys, up a couple from where he started. And of course, the couple that he's up are the two clowns, Lay and Swarovski, right out the back.
Oh, Frattini's gone around.
Oh, Frattini. Absolutely he has. Oh, hang on. Let's go take a look at what happened here. Is it the same thing? Braked very late. Oh, just hooked it up on the first apex, then on the second, and the two guys behind Lynn and who was it? It was Tune. Got caught up as well, and they all get away. Just, yeah, look, just a little bit maybe short of a run, unfortunately. And I think Hendrickson's gone through. Sasaki's back in P3. And Sam's all over the back. I think something's gone on here. Let's go check out what happened for that. Oh, and the guy's just gone around.
He's gone around.
Hang on, we'll just check the replay, then we'll go back and grab that. Yeah, I think, Sasaki's picked up a slowdown, and he's had to let the two of them through. And then we're going to go and have a look at Nagai.
Oh, there's big damage on Nagai, Alex. He's crabbing.
Yeah,
and he's just pulled over, and he's going to tell it back to the pits. That is done for the guys tonight.
Oh, yeah. I'm just... Hang on. Wrong one. Hang on. Let's go back here. All he's done is he's run wide, deep through turn one, onto the gravel. The rear's gone round immediately, and he hasn't picked up the fourth pedal quickly enough to catch it. And into the wall she goes, and unfortunately... As we saw later on, the guy's done and dusted. Anyway, this leaves Hendrickson and Sasaki with Devantia now, again, just tailing off a little bit. Really excited to see how these two play out, though. Sasaki's got a bit of aggression in him. We know Hendrickson's got pace and aggression as well. Just really looking forward to see how these guys go at it.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Alex. And if the warm-up race is anything to go by, there should be a great battle here between Sasaki and Hendrickson. Sasaki made one mistake in that warm-up race and fell back to second, but very quickly moved his way back up into the lead in front of Hendrickson. So, as we said, Sasaki with pace to burn around here. It's all just going to be about when he's going to make that move, and if Devantia can take advantage of these two fighting and catch up to the both of them.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Looking forward to see how that one plays out for sure. Now, Shorter has inherited a really solid position here with Yamato behind him. He's in P4. I don't know that he's ever been as high in an SNL event, taking full advantage of the smaller field here. Big points on offer, although with the lower numbers, the point spread really opens out. There's a lot more points differential. Heaps of points for P1. You're probably talking 20-30 points less for P2 in terms of the official standing. Similarly for I rating, when the low numbers, it's kind of high risk, high reward stuff, the way the point spreads goes in races like this. So every position absolutely crucial to championship and other things. Yamato currently sitting third overall, really looking to push forward. If he can get that one more spot, it's worth an extra 20-30 championship points to him. So might be his teammate in front of him, but as you say, Corey, no love lost in the championship race as he immediately moves into the braking zone at 8, shows the nose, put Shorter off his line. Shorter gets the better drive, though, and successfully defends around the outside. Really only a half-committed move from Yamato there.
Yeah, I think that was more of an exploratory move than anything there, Alex. He was really just seeing how Shota was going to react to him being up the inside. So that's why he only just had his nose up there. And all in all, they didn't really lose too much time there. And Chenoweth wasn't really able to capitalize on anything between the two drivers. So these guys just really playing their cards pretty close to their chest right now. And we might see a move from Yamato in the next couple of laps, but he's definitely calculating it out right now and just doing a little bit of test and tune for it, Alex.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder how patient Chenoweth is going to be, actually. He'll see plenty of big points on offer in front of him. And, you know, depending on what goes on in front, there might even be a podium on for these guys if the guys in front get a bit happy-clappy, so to speak. Mark Lay now, he had a podium at Knock Hill, up to P7, up a couple of spots, even with his braking mistake on lap 1. thankfully not taking anyone out. Frattini, unfortunately, not so lucky in his adventure through the same complex at turn 7. And Sorosky now, after his big blue early on, is up, or he's down 2 from where he qualified, but he's back up from last position up to P9 now, Corey.
Yeah, and that's just the way racing goes sometimes. It's sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good, and it's lucky that Sorosky has been able to make up those 3 positions from the other drivers, unfortunately having to go to pits for damage. But another thing too is there could be a little bit of damage on Frattini, because I'm not sure whether he did get a touch in that little mistake that he made or not, but that could also work towards Vasco's favor if he does have that little bit of damage. I'm back up with our top 3 now, and looks like Devanti are well and truly in this fight, but these guys have a little bit of an air gap between them now, as looks like Hendrickson's starting to burn the wick a little bit, as he's trying to extend a little bit of a gap over Sasaki.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Like I said, I really felt Sasaki had the pace this week from what I've observed. But look, here's, again, really long rundown into turn 5. Good passing opportunity, except that it's not, because it's the world's deadliest chicane. Look really mild and mannered there, but those chicane apexes look like they have mountains on them, honestly, from the cockpit. So not where you want to be overtaking on lap 7, about halfway through the race at the end of this one. And dare I say, we've got some pockets of excitement, because just behind the front group of 3, we've got another group of 3 led by Zolder. Hiroyuki Zolder looking for his best result on a Sunday night, that's for sure, and his teammate and the Wildlife Warrior looking to spoil the party for him.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex, and I would agree. We do definitely have pockets of excitement, because even behind that second group, we'll go all the way back to Vasco. You know, he's right up on the tail of Frattini right now, and we could possibly see a move on here soon, although Mark Lay in front of them has definitely still got that air gap of about 1.5 seconds, maybe 1.4 seconds between himself and Frattini. So, you know, just lots of little pockets starting to pop up around this track, even though we've only got 12 cars.
No change for the lead. While we were talking through turn 1, Sasaki went through. Probably I got to tell you, probably the best passing opportunity in terms of strategy and risk, because let's go take a look at it. Just breaks up the inside, gets the better run out of the final chicane, has enough in the right foot to get clear, although Hendrickson no doubt facilitated that one. As we return to live pictures now, I thought maybe Hendrickson might have a look in that turn 5 chicane, but no, he's immediately decided to settle back in behind. And I was about to say immediately, Devanti for some reason, even with all the battling behind, has dropped off, Corey.
Yeah, it's definitely very strange to see. I would have expected Devanti to be all over the tail of these two. So that he might have hit one of the curbs a bit rough and is suffering a little bit of damage because of it. Because as you said, those curbs in turn 5, the turn 5 chicane, they are really massive. And another possibility too is a slowdown, which is what we saw earlier from Sasaki. So there's a couple of possibilities there for what's happened to Devanti. Hopefully it's nothing major and we'll see him back up on the back of these guys.
Yeah, big turn up there while you were talking. Hendrickson just made a fraction of an error into the braking zone at the final chicane there at turn 10, and it's opened up a little bit of a gap, and it's hard to say with that, you know, whether it's a mistake, he's braked a bit late, or whether Sasaki just backs the corner up to get the run out. You don't know. There's different approaches from drivers into the different corners. Now here's a go though. Sasaki is now 7/10. There'll be a bit of draft up this front straight here into turn 5, and it only came down sort of half a tenth at best. Sasaki, like I said, he has race winning pace. We know Hendrickson is a race winner, multiple race winner in this category. Oh, I can't remember if he's won. I know he won the first race. That's why he's on the thumbnail for the YouTube and that. But certainly multiple SNL winner from a race perspective before, so he knows how to win. But can he run down? Because Sasaki is holding this gap at the moment, Corey, and that certainly the draft in these cars is not what we used to hear when the skips were the main game.
Well, that's exactly right, Alex. The closer you are to the car in front of you, the better you are with the draft. And with these things being so streamlined in design and appearance, it's going to be very hard for Hendrickson to rely on the draft to close in. And the gap coming into this final chicane was all the way out to a full second. And Sasaki just gets such a good run coming out of that final corner. It's 1.1 as they're crossing the line here, Alex, which is that's pretty much nail in the coffin as far as this race is concerned, unless Sasaki makes a mistake.
Yeah, 3/10 in the final. Oh, how's the rear of Sasaki's car? Just lets it sing. Cost him half a tenth, but it was pleasing to the eye if nothing else. Anyway, yeah, look, Sasaki's almost broken the back of this one. Devantier similarly, but behind, Takumi, Yamato and Shorter continue. Chenoweth's fallen off the back to the extent of what might be a slowdown. Here we go. Now we've got a battle. We've got a Ovaltine clown sandwich. Ovaltine being the filling of this clown sandwich here, and they're going to fan out 3 wide. Oh my goodness, it looks like they might. Swarovski showing the nose, pulls back in late. This will be fun, Corey. This is what we want to see. The clowns, shall I say, renewing or building a rivalry with Ovaltine.
It definitely seems that's what's going on right now. As a big inside move for Swarovski that time in a turn 7 chicane, and it didn't work out for him. Frattini definitely defending that one well. So we'll have to see how this is going to continue through on the lap as we come up to the boulder turn number 8, and no move going on there. So the next possible opportunity would be the first corner if Swarovski gets a good run, although he's going to make a liar out of me. He's going to send it, maybe? No. Just pulling out to make Frattini know that he's there and he's looking.
Yeah, that's it. Former podium getter Mark Lay showing the boys behind how it's done. Having all sorts of adventures here, the clowns out there. Again, Swarovski showing the nose. These boys have all made their own mistakes this race, but they're all looking to have a bit of fun towards the tail end as we've got about, I was about to say 4 laps to go. Swarovski, how's the wiggle, the clown wiggle through turn 2 there, on the exit of turn 3 now, down towards 4, and this big run down into the monster chicane. These guys are letting the car sing. Every bit pushy, or pushing every bit possible is Mark Lay at the head of this clown sandwich train. These boys having a bit of fun. Now let's check in with our leader. Sasaki's gone. Hendrickson's gone. Devantier's gone. Shorter and Yamato. There's a bit of a battle there potentially. Really impressed with Shorter here. Yamato's typically got the pace on Shorter. Shorter this week though, he must have done some hard yards because he's holding off his teammate with fairly consummate ease. Now I've spotted in the telemetry Frattini has made a mistake through that chicane again. He's got a bit of a help from the clown and around he goes. And there you go. The clown sandwich is gone. And Darren Tune now, I've just popped up in the telemetry. What's going on here? Darren Tune says he's crashed. Oh no, down into turn 5. Is he going to get the yips? The rear comes. Oh wow, the car nearly flipped. That's an unfortunate one for Darren. But he's away. Meanwhile, this battle between Shorter and Yamato, Corey, that's one to keep an eye on.
Well, at the moment, Alex, it's the only battle on track that we got. Everyone else is just kind of strung out a little bit here. So let's see what these two can get up to in these last couple of laps. As I think when they crossed the line that last time by, we officially got 2 laps to go. So we'll see how these guys handle it. As we go through the monstrous curbs of turn number 5, Yamato got a pretty good run out of it, and he looks like he's closing in ever so slightly to Shorter here. Not going to make the move though into turn 7 as they come out of it quite nicely, although Shorter taking a slightly more narrow line through the second part of that chicane. And look at the run that he's got now as we come down into the boulder turn number 8, Alex. He is right all over the gearbox as he goes for the move, pulls to the right, side by side they go. And who's going to come out on top as they're still side by side, and it's still going to be Shoulder. That's a surprise, Alex, with the run that Yamato got.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the run was a little compromised. He might have even had to lift on the exit a turn 7 complex there, and that unfortunately for him means that he's going to have to settle for sitting in P5 once again. As I saw a flag being waved there. I don't think it's a white flag because I'm pretty sure we had 14 laps, but Sasaki leading the way still. He has got a fair old gap, 1.5 seconds from Hendrickson. Devantia similarly, he's a couple of seconds behind, and it's this battle here for P4 and 5. Yamato really attacking turn 4. This is where it starts getting interesting because he's close. We'll hop on board again. Oh, hang on, we'll go back one. He lifts. I was about to say, is it late enough in the race to have a look at turn 5? And that's got to be close to a slowdown. Shorter pulls over. And there it is. That's the race for you. Shorter's done. That's all that work. All that work. And he's done. Like the proverbial, unfortunately. And Yamato goes through. And that'll be big for his championship, Corey.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. And I can confirm it was the white flag being waved. So this is the last time for Sasaki to be coming through the turn 8 chicane as he moves on to the penultimate straight, goes through the final chicane, turn 10 for the final time. And he's going to come out of here with another victory to his name.
No slowdowns this week in the final corner. Shorter comes across ahead of Hendrickson and Devantia. I can't believe it. Shorter, so unlucky. I mean, he's P5 in the biggest race of the week, but he was in P4 for so long, and that one mistake with the big slowdown of the final chicane. The final run through the turn 5 chicane. And that, folks, was all she wrote. Who we got around? The Clowns coming back there in P7 and P8. Both picking up I rating. Frattini, unfortunately. Can I tell you, everyone got I rating down to Frattini in P9. Uansi Lin dropping quite a bit there for his top 10 finish. Darren Tune coming around through the final chicane now to round out his SNL race for this evening. Won't be pleased. Last on track as Nagai's down a few laps. Chose not to come out and retired the car. Car number 12 comes across in P11. Darren Tune rounds out the race for our competitors here tonight. Let's go check through our results. I think I can. There we go. Race results there for round 9 here. Season 31. Sunday Night Lights here at Zolder. Hikaru Sasaki really stamping his authority on the season this time round. Really, as we said, he had the pace. He showed that towards the end of the race. Once he was able to get half a sniff of a gap, he really capitalized on it and ended up winning by 1.3 seconds. I think Hendrickson clawed a little bit of that back at the end there. But certainly Sasaki, hands down, had the pace this week. Hendrickson finishing in second. Strong performance from the Flying Dutchman. Sam Devantia, leading NZ driver for Speedy Snails, has finished in the final spot on the podium in P3. Takumi Yamato, bit of luck there at the end, but he had to be there to get the position, and get the position he did, finishing in 4th tonight for Team NRS. His teammate Hiroyuki Shorter with what I still think is probably his best performance, or his best result at least. Certainly his best performance, but possibly his best result there with a top 5 finish for the Japanese driver. The Goose Juice Racing's Wildlife Warrior Ryan Chenoweth finishes in 6th ahead of Mark Lay, the first of the clown cars out there tonight in terms of the results. Behind him, his head clown teammate in Vasco Sorowski, who's finished in 8th. Dario Fattini for FBM Ovaltine finishes in 9th ahead of Wanzi Lin. The Swift Cooper Racing in 10th. Darren Tune from ANZ has finished in 11th ahead of our only retirement in now in a guy who made a very uncharacteristic mistake here tonight, Corey, to finish as our only retirement 9 laps down.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. We never usually see mistakes out of Nagai, and the one that he did was just such a simple mistake too, just running that little bit too wide on the exit of turn 1, and yeah, as you said during the call, didn't grab the fourth pedal hard enough or fast enough, and just ended up in that inside wall, which ultimately broke his suspension, made him crab walk along. But what a great race all throughout. We saw a couple drivers make mistakes. We saw a couple drivers capitalize on other drivers' mistakes and work their way back through the field. And you know, it was just one of the good races out there that we've seen in recent times.
Yeah, mate. Like I said, good quality out there, although a fair few mistakes, more than I thought we might see tonight. But it is the challenging nature of this circuit. The stiffer suspension in these cars to what we're used to unsettles them a bit through some of the big chicanes. And the drivers, those who are successful, seem to be the ones who adjust the best. So let's bring up our second place getter here tonight, Mr. Tim Hendrickson. Tim, fairly tough out there at times, but got some runs on the board there in the end, mate.
Such a tricky track to get right, this one. There's the car's quite skittish on its own, and I prefer driving the car with 52 brake balance, so it's always on edge, and that really I'm giving myself zero room for a mistake, because as soon as I lock up, I have to basically go a bit wide, and you can't afford to do that with a Sasaki. His pace was absolutely amazing. So I was just happy to stay in it for a while. Lost it after a couple of mistakes, but I can't complain.
Yeah, that's it, mate. He's certainly made his intentions clear this season. Obviously putting in the yards and has pretty stellar pace most weeks, and today was certainly no different. But for yourself, mate, good result in a small field, but a high caliber, a lot of points on offer. And as you say, these cars are on a razor's edge, and when you throw in the big chicanes and the stiff suspension and all the rest of it, she's a tough night out there.
She's a tricky lady, but if you treat her well, she'll give you so much back. I can invite everyone to this car. Give it a go if you haven't. It's great fun, great racing, and if you don't like racing, there's always the Discord for a bit of a laugh.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah, it's a funny old season, this one. We had a big bang. Started with a big bang. The schedule probably didn't do us too many favours, so it'll be interesting to see how the second season goes in terms of retention and participation, because the quality's there. And folks, I think if they give it a crack, they'll find out how good it is. But congratulations, mate. Top performance there tonight. Good lot of points and what have you on offer here. Obviously the strongest field of the week, and for yourself, mate, a great night out. But anyone like you to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Tricky one. Sam for not overtaking me.
Very good. All right, mate. Good to talk to you as always, Tim. I look forward to seeing you again soon, mate.
Cheers.
Yeah, Corey, Tim Hendrickson, nice solid podium result there. He did well. He was in the lead for quite some time, and then Sasaki just able to take advantage through turn 1 and just was never headed after that.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And as Tim said, with a track like this where it's so hard to make positions and the field can be really close, one small mistake, just running wide once, can definitely give you a hard time. And Sasaki made a mistake as well, but he was able to pull back from that because he did it early enough in the race where he could come back from that. But all in all, what a great race for both of those drivers. They put on an absolute display here tonight. And, Tim finished a fair bit back from Sasaki at the end there, but you could hear in his voice he was happy just to be able to maintain that second position and maintain the lead for as long as he did, which is, when you're up against Sasaki, who has been the pace setter all week, no mean feat at all.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Really impressed with the pace and commitment of Sasaki this season. He's setting the standard, and those everyone in the field just trying to catch up, find out what it is that he's doing, and replicate it if possible. But next up, we have our third place getter tonight, up one position for where he qualified. Sam Devantier took advantage of the situations as they presented to him tonight for a strong performance, Sam.
Yeah, it was a very strong performance for a 12 car field. I can't complain, honestly. A couple weeks ago, knock hill, brain fart moment, and then last week I got P4, lucky P4, and then here today, P3. And a track I really don't like. I actually hate this place, and I don't want to see it next time on the calendar.
Well, who knows, mate? I haven't looked at the schedule for next season yet. I know it's being formulated, if not already finalised, but certainly interesting one in these cars. We talked about the handling and how this track has sort of unique qualities that don't suit this car in some respects. I mean, there's no camber anywhere. It's flat, big chicanes and all the rest of it. But those who tame the beast can certainly show us what speed is like around here. For yourself, though, mate, P3, like you said, the good luck has been with you in the last couple of weeks, but that's what it takes sometimes to get at the front. Good pace, good skill, and good luck, mate.
I mean, I needed good luck after losing power earlier this afternoon and lost for the 154 rating. So yeah, that was my luck for today. Yeah. But competition's getting better and better every single week. I got to slow down. Can't remember what lap it was, and I was just like, I'll just back off and just cruise to finish here. I had a safe gap from behind from shorter. So, but yeah, strong field, obviously. Reminds me from the Skippy days here, and I think pace is the same here. Then yeah, straight off tonight.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, mate. Well, thanks for joining us once again. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Just you guys, obviously, doing the broadcast every single week. Obviously, everyone showed up tonight, and also the Donut Sim Racing guys. They did the Nerd 24 hour and finished P5.
Yeah,
after,
top effort. Yeah, top effort.
That'd be a long night.
Yeah, it would have been a very long night for a few folk out there, but top 5 finish in a race like that is a real test of endurance and a good a good representation of their character as well. All right, mate. Congratulations on the podium tonight. Look forward to seeing you again soon, and all the best for the coming week, mate.
Yep.
Yeah, Corey Sam Devantier, the cowboy, with another podium here. He's having some good performances this season. Had a bit of a whoopsie at Knock Hill, of course, which he mentioned, but some strong performance intertwined.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. And it's all just about Sam just trying to get to grips with the car. And, he showed it tonight that he has got pace in certain parts of the race, but at a track like this that he doesn't really gel too well with, it's easy to see why he couldn't really get any further up than what he was at. But, he put in a great performance tonight. He held on to that top 3 position for the entire race after Nagai took himself out. So it was well done, and hopefully next week we'll see him a little bit further up and actually trying to challenge for a win.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Look forward to it then. But tonight was Sasaki's night once again. I'm starting to get or have that as a sort of a familiar thing this season, and I think he's absolutely the one to beat. And hopefully we'll see that in action again next week and some further challenges towards his shot at the title. That might do us tonight, folks. Corey, do you want to tell the folks what we got coming up this week?
Well, it's going to be a pretty bland week for me this week. It's an off week for the Output Racing League, so nothing over on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel. I might try and do a couple streams throughout the week, but you can also catch me live on Saturday on the Speedway Memes Facebook page, facebook.com/Speedway Memes 69 for the final round of the West Coast Outlaw Karts, which should be a fun night out. And then it's back here with you next week, Alex, as we go tackle the Lime Rock Park GP. But before I go,
yes,
I just want to wish all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah. Good call. Forgot about that. Happy Mother's Day to all the ladies out there with the kids. Hope that you got spoiled with all the chocolates and breakfast in bed and all that sort of stuff. But for now, folks, that might do us. As I said, make sure you go check out the Top Split on YouTube, where you'll find all the race replays of this and the other 30 seasons of Sunday Night Lights. Give us a like, a thumbs up, maybe even subscribe if you like this kind of racing. Really helps us a lot. And of course, we'll be back here next week on Top Split TV on Twitch. Same time, same bad channel. each and every week for the best racing action you'll find anywhere. And otherwise, folks, just join us in the Discord community where you'll find everything SNL in there, everything, all the news, views, and other things going on there. But for now, folks, and on behalf of the Chaotic One, Mr. Corey Steinhauser, I'm Alex McKellar, and until next time, I will say ciao for now.